Imagine going on a date with your significant other, only to find out that your credit card got declined. Pretty embarrassing, right? You spent a long time building up the savings, only for your bank to be depleted in seconds. You come home to find out that your 4 children spent hundreds on your credit card for a video game. What happened? You wonder. Suddenly, it hits you. You spent money on the game one time, and your children saw how you did it. They spent hundreds of dollars copying what you did for the chance to earn their favorite character. Or how about having a teen addicted to gambling thousands of real money on his favorite video game after stealing your credit card? These two very real cases are just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to a real problem in video games. Why are these child gamers at risk? Well, it's the phenomenon known as loot boxes that has underage minors engaging in an addicting behavior similar to gambling.
But it was a duplicate. Last loot box. Yes! I've been wanting one of the winner skins.
David Zendle, a research methods professor and researcher, may have a clue about this addiction. What are loot boxes, you may ask? Loot boxes are a prize in video games that contains a set amount of prizes for the player. These prizes are always random, with the player having no way of knowing what they'll get. They can get a common item with high chance, or through pure luck, a really rare prize that only appears at an abysmal percentage. This can either be earned in-game at no extra cost to the player other than the game itself, but loot boxes can also usually be bought using real-life money. This business practice on paper sounds very profitable, but however, putting rare, flashy prizes behind a paywall is predatory, as it highly encourages overspending with real money and can quickly lead to monetary issues for the player. Getting excited and hyped for the possibility of rare prizes sounds like gambling, which is exactly that.
I'm still getting social recs. Oh!
Heroic! Heroic!
Dude! What the shit?
Some governments around the world, such as Belgium and the Netherlands, have already banned the practice on grounds of violating the gambling laws. However, there needs to be more scientific research to have these loot boxes further regulated. Through numerous studies, researchers such as David Zendle have supported regulation for these gambling-like behavior through research results. As a research methods professor and gamer, it seems like a no-brainer for David Zendle to incorporate the two subjects while trying to provide results for the shocking rise to the loot box business practices. In one of his experiments, he recruited around 1,100 participants through an online ad for a survey, not specifically telling them that they're being tested about loot box transactions. Using the Problem Gambling Severity Index to define problem gambling, the results show that there is a significant difference between non-problem gamblers and problem gamblers when it came to loot boxes specifically, supporting his theory that there is a correlation between problem gambling and amount of money individuals spend on loot boxes. In another large-scale study, David gathered around 7,000 valid participants on Reddit, a popular online forum, and by using the same index, the experiment yielded results that showed a correlation between loot box use and problem gambling that was stronger than gambling versus drug use or gambling versus depression. While some governments around the world have already taken to banning the practice of loot boxes for underage participation, they needed more in-depth results as to why exactly the practice should be regulated. David Zendle's major contribution to this ongoing fight was that he provided the House of Lords in UK the research results that suggested loot boxes should be considered a form of gambling and should be regulated as such, which means minors should be protected from these predatory business practices. Some companies have already taken the step to limit loot boxes to be more easily earned without spending real money, but the option to purchase them leaves the potential to further develop an addiction. Just like how you can be addicted if you subscribe to my channel and hit the bell icon to always be notified when I put out content such as this. None of this would be possible if it weren't for you guys, the viewers, so thank you for the support. I personally believe that loot boxes are indeed predatory. Many people, including myself, have fallen victim to overspending on loot boxes in hopes of getting the rare, flashy prizes. It's really easy to lose yourself in the rush of gambling for a chance at the prize, but many realize too late that they easily sank so much money into not getting what they want. It is up to the work of these researchers, such as David Zendle, to come forth with scientific results to show the psychological correlation between loot boxes and problem gambling behavior, for governments to realize that it is essentially the same as gambling and should be regulated as such.